just see if our next guest had a wasted youth in the Tory party, because she's been a very vocal Conservative since her election when she beat Ed Balls, in fact.
Yes.
It is, we're delighted to say, former Education Minister Dame Andrea Jenkyns. So,
hi there.
Andrea, good to see you and thank you for your time, as ever. You've been a bit of a thorn in the side of your leader, Rishi Sunak. Is it time now to bury the hatchet? You're a maximum 6 months away from a general election. Does every Tory MP just have to get behind Rishi and do what you can? You haven't had a terrible night.
Look, I wrote an article for a national newspaper today. I don't think that MPs are going to follow suit and put letters in like Clark and I did. So I've said we need a major cabinet reshuffle where we bring together all factions of the party. I'd like to see Boris brought back so he has a lead role in the election campaign and even goes for a seat in the next election. And I think it's time to see the Conservatives coming together, because the threat of a Labour government now is getting too real. But I also think we actually need to examine the results as well. I mean, look at the by-election result in Blackpool. Look at the turnout; it was pretty shocking. And I was also saying about looking at the by-election results.
Oh yes, that's right.
We lost 13,000 voters who stayed at home. Labour lost 2,000. They lost 2,000 votes, and Reform only gained 1,000. So they are not becoming the second party, Reform. We're seeing that the vote split, but what we're actually seeing massively is that people are full stop across the board are fed up of politicians. There's so much apathy. I think we need true common sense conservatism and re-engage the electorate again. I think Rishi's got to be radical now and bring across
Rishi Sunak, that's probably wishful thinking from on your part. I mean, Rishi Sunak, he doesn't scream radical, does he? He doesn't scream radical. No.
Exactly. This is why I wrote this article. I was writing it at 2:00 this morning, which I submitted to a newspaper, because I just think it's, as I said, we're staring down the barrel of a gun now. And to me, Labour are two sides of the same coin as the SNP. Their views. I mean, look at Wes Streeting's tweet. That was appalling. I heard you both ladies discussing it earlier, but I think that's a true view of what the Labour Party think of Conservatives. Because let's face it, they may put flags on everything, but they actually look down on the voters in the Red Wall who are patriotic. That is a true sense of the word with the Labour Party.
Do you think there's any chance that you could win the next election?
I think the only way we'd win, I mean, let me just talk briefly about my canvass returns in the Red Wall seat. I mean, I know your colleague said Ben Bradley was one of the first Red Wall seats, but it was actually Estimate Vane in 2010, myself against Ed Balls in 2015, and Ben was in 2017. So, we've all been sort of like fighting in the Red Wall seats for quite a while now. Now, my canvass returns are showing a third Labour, a third Conservative, and 40% undecided. So very much like we're seeing across the board, low turnout. So I think that this is about giving a bloody nose to the party and a warning shot. And I just think that I don't think it's game over. We've got to, as I said, unite the party, bring Boris back. And I mean, I'd like to see us, work with Nigel.
I mean, Andrea, forgive me, but you sound a tad deflated. Not perhaps your usual self. I think we spoke a little while ago when you were saying Rishi Sunak needs to go. We need to shake things up massively. Now you're sort of, tempering yourself.
No,
have you given up really?
No, I'm not. It's not about giving up. I'm shattered. I've had 2 hours sleep.
Can I just one supplementary?
I've done 4 interviews today, so I think that's what it is.
Andrea, just one very quick supplementary, if I may. Just something I just want to pick up on something you said. We should be working with Nigel. In what way? Yeah. How do you mean?
Oh, come on. I think the right need to unite. Common sense conservatism has got to unite, because there's no appetite for Starmer, despite what people say. He is likely to get in by default because of low turnout and apathy. And that's not great for our country. Let's bring together the right. Let's save our country from the socialists. That's what I would like to see.
Well, Nigel Farage, we were talking about a potential reform hostile takeover of the Conservative Party. Who knows what could happen?